How you going today, guys? My name is Kilk and welcome to Inside the Mind of an Immortal. I want to preface this video by saying if you don't think you can control your mental or change your mindset, then this video isn't for you. Click away and save yourself the few minutes. This is more for those that are looking for that extra edge, the extra push to reach the higher echelon that only comes from a strong mental game. So in saying that, I want to start this video off with a few questions. 1. What percentage of this game do you think is mental? Take your time to have a think. There is no real right or wrong answer, but I will touch on it at the end. And 2, what percentage of your practice time do you dedicate to working on your mental game? That's what I thought. So on that note, and without further ado, let's begin. The first topic is mindset, specifically growth versus fixed. Now these aren't an either or sort of thing, but more of like a spectrum. With a growth mindset, you believe that talent isn't only reserved for the lucky few who are born with it, but rather something that you can develop over time. You believe you can achieve anything, master any skill, so long as you're willing to put the time and the effort into improvement. You see failure as a temporary setback and great opportunities to learn, rather than permanent setbacks which hinders growth and only leads to tilt and frustration. Also, you accept your failures and take responsibility for them, rather than blaming your team or riot matchmaking. If you watch this video as a hard-stuck player and by the end of it you can look yourself in the mirror and say, it's definitely my team, riot matchmaking, or any other excuse, then 1. You are a fixed mindset player, and 2, you will always be hard stuck. I guarantee it. So now you may be asking, okay, that's great and all, but how can I adopt a growth mindset? Well, I'm glad you asked. Goal setting is very important when it comes to improvement. And although I believe strongly in goal setting, setting goals to hit gold by June or drop a 30 bomb once a week isn't the right way to go about it. A big mistake is many people associate their self-image or self-worth with whether or not they've reached their goals. For example, if I hit gold, I am good. If I do not, I suck. Now, you can't control who will be on your team, how many games it will take to rank up, or who you'll verse. So my advice is to set goals on what you can control. You control how much time you spend in the range. You control how many games you play. You control the discipline in your habits. Drinking enough water, eating well, getting enough sleep, taking enough breaks. You control how you think and how you talk to your team. Keep the focus on yourself. Your success will be determined by how well you deal with what's put in front of you and not being concerned by the outcome. Focus on having a winning performance when you play rather than winning itself. Because if you goal set to have a winning performance, then you'll always be process driven rather than outcome driven. And it doesn't matter if you hit gold or not because you're always hitting your targets. And when you're always hitting your targets, your self-image is high. And that vicious cycle will allow you to become a better and better player. And when you become a better player, the rank ups will just happen naturally. There is a time to focus on winning, and that time is during your practice. You want your self-image to believe that it is like you to win. A good way to do this is to imagine you're having a winning performance every time you practice. When you're in the range, it is like you to be smooth and controlled, only hitting headshots. Put yourself in pressure situations. For example, you're only allowed to play if you hit 25 out of 30 medium bots and 10 out of 30 on hards consecutively. When you start to miss a few, you'll begin to feel that pressure, knowing that you'll have to start again and you won't get to play. Being able to perform under pressure will help you in those tight 1v1 clutch situations because it is like you to succeed when you feel pressure. You'll be cooler and calmer because that is you. Now, getting frags is nice and winning is great, but fragging out and winning games is a function of great execution and ranking up is the end result. But when you start to think about winning and ranking up, it can distract from your ability to execute the basic skills. And that can lead to a drop in performance. Think about when you're about to rank up to platinum for the first time. You know that if you win this game, you'll hit your PB or your rank goal. However, you lose pistol and then you lose their bonus and you're looking at a 0-4 scoreline and you can start to feel the anxiety rise up within you. You get mad at your teammates. You miss easy shots and you start making rookie mistakes like not trading. You get scared to take duels because you know that if you die, you will lose rounds, and losing rounds means bye-bye rank up. We become outcome based rather than performance based. By keeping your focus on the process, you're less likely to overtry because you're not worried about the score or the outcome, but only worried about making the highest percentage plays. Failure is seen as something that is very taboo these days. People are scared to fail in front of their friends, their family, or complete strangers on the internet. The idea that failure is a negative thing is just straight up incorrect, in my opinion. Not only that, but if you're failing, it means you're exploring outside of your comfort zone. And outside of your comfort zone is where the fastest and the most growth happens. Take this hypothetical, for example. You and a group of platinum friends only ever verse bronze and iron players. Now, it's pretty fun dunking on them 13-0 every time you play. Eventually, you start doing stupid gimmicky things to have a laugh. But as time and the games go on, you're gonna get bored. There's no challenge. You're never losing, so you're never learning anything. In fact, they're most definitely learning more than you are because they can see how better players play and adapt their playstyles to yours. Never be afraid to fail. Instead, embrace the opportunity to learn from it. Having a growth mindset means you have to be honest and realistic with yourself. Don't have high expectations of yourself or expect to improve when you don't put any resources into improving. You know how much time and effort you put into getting better. If all you do is log in and fire up comp, then don't be surprised when you can't get out of bronze. Olympic gold medalist Lanny Basham said, "We appreciate things in direct proportion to the price we paid for them." Also, don't expect to play perfect every game, or ever for that matter. Perfection can never be achieved and can lead to tilt, burnout, or dissatisfaction. Strive to improve and learn rather than striving for perfection. I want to circle back to the question that I started the video with. What percentage of the game do you believe is mental? Now, whilst there is no right or wrong answer, I believe that the higher up the ranks you get, the higher percentage of mental it becomes. Think about the tippity top, the Tenzes and the Yays, where them and everyone around them has cracked aim and cracked mechanics. A lot of the time, the only thing that separates them is their mental, their discipline, their approach to the game, how they deal with the pressure, the tilt, the frustration. I believe if you master your mental and changing your mindset to that of a growth mindset and focus on the process rather than the outcome and never give up, you too can achieve whatever goal you have set for yourself in this game. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. This topic means a lot to me and I have a lot more to share. So if you'd like to see more like this, please consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me. Until next time, see ya!